Another very good morning and welcome to the Capital Breakfast Show on this incredible Wednesday morning. As you know, we are in the middle of the week and hopefully you are ready to kickstart your show with us. I'm your host, Siyabonga Cele, and sitting next to me, as usual, is the lovely Robin Jones. Robin, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. A bit better, still have a bit of a sore throat, but I'm doing lovely, thanks. Can't complain otherwise.
Soldier on, of course.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I've got no flu, so I don't know. Maybe germs will end up flying all over the place, but hopefully my motivation for the day is that my body is always in tip-top shape.
I'm surprised you didn't have an incident this morning.
Okay, you know what, let's not, let's not throw up on that. All right.
Alrighty, good morning to our lovely viewers out there. My name is Robin Jones, but please get your gym gear ready and we'll be right back. You are still tuned into the Capital Breakfast Show where we give you infotainment at its peak. Now, I reminded you to get your gym stuff ready because you know our first segment of the day is Fitness with Grant Handley. And then we'll be moving on to an interview with a wonderful artist. Her name is Marianne Bosman. And then we've got another interview with Eleanor from the Lighthouse Baby Shelter. And what's next, Isia?
Oh, then following that will be an interview with Vusi from African Swiss, and then we'll be topping off our show with How Well Do You Know Africa, where we have a chat about Kenya. Time to kickstart our morning off with Fitness with Grant Handley. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Grant from 212 Fitness, and today we're going to be doing an advanced session. We're going to be doing circuit training. So what the concept behind circuit training is, you want to try to do the exercises with the minimum amount of rest period. We're going to start off by lying down on the mat, and we're going to lie in this position. It's called a plank, and we're going to hold it for 30 seconds. Okay? So everyone on the mat. Okay, so the concept what you're going to do is you're going to try to keep your elbows in, putting your body as flat as possible, and we're holding that position, looking at a 90 degree angle. Okay. 3, 2, 1, let's go. You want to try, this is very mental, that the longer you hold it, for the pause, you're going to start holding, but hold it, nothing will happen. Hold it, you get better results. Just remember to breathe, in, out. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go. Next one we're going to do is we're going to lie flat on our stomach. Just to get into the position, we're going to push ourselves up. And the exercise we're going to be doing is we're going to be going down, pushing ourselves up, down, pushing ourselves up. This will be working the tricep and the upper body. So it's down, up. Okay, so everybody's up. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're going 10 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost there. 3 more to go. 8, 9, 10. Okay, from that position, the next one we're going to do is lady push-ups. So we're going straight into them. We're going for 10. So you're going right to the bottom. All the way up, it's going to hold the chest. Also hold the upper body straight. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down, up. 1, 2. Try to keep your head straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to flip over one side, 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift one leg up in the sky, we're going to drop down, up. This will work the triceps and the back region of the arm. Okay, everybody up, right leg up first, in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what is it good? 8, 9, 10. Okay, other leg. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost there. 9, 10. Okay, we're going to flip back onto our stomach again. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, lifting ourselves up, putting one leg in the side, we're coming in, back up. In, bending the body, back up. Going for 10 on each side. Okay, just a bit tough, try to keep to the leg going straight in and out. Okay? Don't need to twist the body. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So legs as high as you can get it, straighten and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost there. 9, 10. Bang. Looking over to the other side. Then sending down the leg. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And in. 1. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're flipping back onto the back. Okay, what we're going to do next is you're going to be lying flat there, keeping one arm up in the sky, starting off the right and standing up. 1, back down again. 2, okay, we're going for 10 on each side. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, nice. Remember to try to keep the arm as straight as possible. 4, 5, almost there. 6, 7, yes. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, other arm. Take a breather. Okay, so we're on the other side, keeping the left arm up. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3, nice. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more to go. 9, and 10. Okay. Everyone's staying behind your legs, so I'm going to do it from this side. The next exercise we're going to do is a burpee. So what we're doing is we're dropping back, up, 1, back, up, 2, go. For 10 repetitions. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Back, there, 1. Make sure you get the hop in when you start. 2, 3, 4. Keep that pace, good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Okay, we're going to lie down on the mat again. Lying on your stomach. Okay. We're starting off from the beginning. Plank 30 seconds. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. Hold that position. Remember to breathe. Try to keep your bum as low as possible. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back on the stomach, pushing ourselves up. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop down and back up again. Okay, we're going for 10. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Pushing up, that's 1. Back down again. All the way up, that's 2. Last word. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 3 more to go. 8, 9, and 10. Give your arms a bit of a break, we'll do the push-ups afterwards. And bring one leg up in the air and down. And we're going 3, starting on the right leg. 2, 1. Let's go. Leg up and down. 1, 2, 3. Nice. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, stop there. Okay, now onto the left leg. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Left leg up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost there. 8, 9, 10. Okay, back onto the stomach again. Okay, going for the push-ups. Lady push-ups. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost there. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Welcome to the Capital Breakfast Show with myself, Robin Jones. We are giving away tickets to the Women Achievers Congress hosted by Kim Kiyosaki, the wife of Robert Kiyosaki, on the 25th and the 26th of July at the Santon Convention Center. Now, if you would like to get a hold of these tickets, you can simply drop us an email at tcb@junto.co.za with your name and surname, or you could simply like our Facebook page, The Capital Breakfast, and send us a message on there, or you could send us a tweet at TCB20. Thank you.
Another big thank you to Grant Handley for taking care of our fitness needs for the morning. What else will we have for today?
Next, we'll be having an interview with Marianne Bosman. She is an artist, of course, and she's going to speak to us about where she gets her inspiration from and the type of art that she does. So please do enjoy the segment.
Hi to our viewers at home and welcome. This is the Capital Breakfast Show with me, your host, Sipung Mag. Today we have a very special guest in studio. Today we have artist who goes by the name of Marianne Bosman. Miriam, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Good, thanks, good, thanks. All right, so for viewers at home who don't know, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you're about?
Yes, I'm a mother of 2 beautiful children, Naomi and
that's
Victor.
wonderful.
They're twin and they're almost 6 years old.
All right, that's great.
I'm married to a wonderful husband, Victor. And we've been married for almost 14 years and we stay in Randburg. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord Jesus and I believe God has given me creativity to express my faith and to worship Him. And I'm also a software programmer by profession and I currently work for a BI company part-time.
All right, that's wonderful stuff. All right, so tell us, what motivated you to venture into the arts?
Well, art really energizes me. It recharges my batteries, so I can paint till very late at night. I don't really need any motivation. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's quite something. All right, were you exposed to the arts at a young age, and if so, by whom?
Yes, I have, yeah. My
All right.
mom, she's also an artist. She's very creative.
Oh, so it runs in the family.
Yeah, so
All right,
yeah,
that's cool.
she taught our children from young various art forms, and she taught us that you don't have to be an expert at something to give it a try. Yeah.
All right, then cool. That's wonderful stuff. All right, so where do you draw your inspiration from when it comes to the arts?
Well, definitely from nature.
Oh, okay.
God created everything so beautifully for us, for our enjoyment, and also from other artists. So if you look at other artists' work, the methods they use, the use of color, different styles. So I use Pinterest to pin videos or other people's work to learn from it.
Oh, that's wonderful stuff. So just your nature and everything around you draws your inspiration.
Yeah.
So do you remember the first art piece that you were proud of and what it was?
Yes, I do. It was a charcoal drawing. It was of a tall, slender man leaning against the street light.
Oh, okay.
And I think what made it so effective was the contrast between the light and the dark.
All right, that's very interesting. All right, so thus far in your career, what has been the most memorable response that you've had?
When I studied at Rao at university, I painted some of the backdrops for the music festivals.
Okay.
And the one occasion I was standing at the back of the auditorium.
Yeah.
And the moment when the backdrop was revealed, the audience response was tremendous. So they were like, wow, and talking about it. And I never expected a response. So I was really encouraged by it and I felt very proud.
Yeah, that must have been a great feeling. All right. So we all know, especially in this industry, that there's a lot of criticism and challenges. So far, what have been your biggest setbacks and how did you deal with them?
Well, I would have loved to do art a bit more full-time, so my pearls and paintings to do it a bit more full-time, but financially it's not really viable. So I take every opportunity I can to do art and I make the best of that moment. Yes.
Okay, all right then, cool. No problem. Speaking of finances, if finances weren't much of a problem or anything, what would be your dream project?
Oh, I'd love to organize an annual artathon with the theme South Africa is beautiful, and then we invite artists to come and express themselves around this theme. And then at the end of the event, we can auction off the art pieces and raise funds for a worthy cause.
Wow, that sounds like a great idea. All right. So for any aspiring young artists out there, what advice would you have for them?
Well, firstly, lots of patience and practice. Maybe take your artwork to a market or organize your own exhibition. But yes, let your passion and your creativity drive you. Don't let money be a driving force.
Yeah, true. It's about the passion. All right, then cool. So for those at home who'd like to get a hold of you and your art, how would they go about contacting you?
Well, you can have a look at my Facebook page. It's Pearls and Paintings. Or you can email me at marianbosman@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you.
All right. Thanks a lot, then, Miriam, for joining us.
Thank you
good luck
very
with
much.
all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Miriam Bosman. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Sipung Ngumalo. We're back to the studio.
And that was Marianne Bosman in our studio. Sipo interviewed her and asked her a couple of questions about where she gets her inspiration from, and it was quite interesting that she said that she got hers from, from nature, and she has like this Pinterest account where she likes to post that up and share things with her other artists out there and she draws her inspiration from
what
them
she
as
does
well.
from all of it. Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, you found your social media can actually give you so much more feedback as to what it is that you're interested in.
Definitely.
I mean, as an artist, taking inspiration from nature can be as beautiful as it goes. Well, staying with very beautiful thoughts, we'll be talking to Eleanor here in studio about the Lighthouse Baby Shelter. Do enjoy.
Good morning, welcome to the Capital Breakfast Show. You know your girl Takalani Badugera, and today we have Eleanor Dustin from the Lighthouse Baby Shelter. How are you, Eleanor?
I'm well, thanks, Takalani. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure as well. So tell me more about Eleanor.
Well, I come a long way in terms of I've lived in Johannesburg all my life.
Okay.
I grew up here, and I've had a passion for children. And as my two daughters were growing up, we used to go to the orphanages and take children donations and clothes and stuff. And then, in 2007, God gave me a vision to start the Lighthouse Baby Shelter. And we started in June 2008, and it's just lovely that it's on the anniversary of our 7th birthday now. That you interviewing me on the show, so it's wonderful. And we've so far we've had 108 children through the center in 7 years, and we've had 89 adoptions into forever homes, which is wonderful. You know, that is the goal. We have this goal. We don't want to keep the children there. We want to get them into families, and that's important.
Yeah, I have to give it to you. You are really doing a very productive thing to the community and wherever. Like, really, it's impressive. So what exactly do you do at the shelter?
Well, we take care of the children. The children get brought to us by police and social workers if they're picked up in the streets or they abandoned on the pavements or wherever. So the police and the social workers bring the children to us, and we then take care of them. Generally, they come to us undernourished, abused, and unhappy little people, and we just love them back to health, and we restore their little souls. You know, and the only way we can do that, of course, is by food and so on. But love is the most important thing for a child, and that's all they want.
Yeah, so I can see that you have this passionate of helping children and all that. So have you ever encountered any challenges, like while running the Lighthouse Baby Shelter?
Yes, we've had quite a few challenges in that, you know, we're a non-profit organisation, so of course we rely on donations from the public. We don't get any help from government, and so it's just the community around us are the people, and you know, generally wherever people hear about us, they're the ones that support us and help us to help the children, because without the community we can't do it. We can't do it alone.
Yeah, you can't do it alone.
Yeah,
you need all the support system you can get.
That's right.
So do you only, when it comes to assisting, do you take only cash or clothes?
No, we take everything.
You take everything.
We take everything and anything, because what we don't use at the shelter, we have an outreach program. And then we help the people in the squatter camps that are nearest to where we are. We help the mothers that keep their children. We encourage mothers to keep their children.
You mentioned something that you do adoptions as well. What is the procedure?
The procedure is quite a lengthy one. We, at the Lighthouse, we don't do the physical adoption process, but people can email us or phone us, and they generally do, because people that want to adopt go onto the internet and look for orphanages. But we then put them in touch with private social workers in their areas, and they do the screening. And then the social workers will then find that person a child. You know, the right age and gender and so on. So we don't physically do the adoptions, but we're the catalyst. We put people in touch with private social workers to continue the adoption process.
Okay, but do you know how does it work? Like, do you have specific people that you look at when you give out the children?
Yes, yeah. Look, first of all, people that want to adopt generally don't have children of their own. There are families that just feel that God has spoken to them to adopt a child when they have their own biological children. But generally it's people that can't have children.
Yeah, I hear you.
And, you know, they go through a stringent screening process, obviously to make sure that they're the right people to take the child, you know, that they're not going to abuse the child. Because you don't want an abused child going back into an abusive situation again. So it's quite a strict process.
So tell me about the Moses basket. What is that?
The Moses basket is a hole in our garden wall. And it's got a little door in the front that you can open. And mothers that have children that feel that they want to stay anonymous. And instead of dumping their babies on the road or in the veld or somewhere, they can come and place the child in the Moses basket. And the alarm goes off, and nobody knows who the mother is. She can do it anonymously, and she'll know that the child is well cared for. Generally, it's babies, newborn babies, that get placed in the Moses basket.
Do you get a lot of those, like in the Moses basket?
Yeah, we've had quite a few babies put in there, and most of them have been newborn, really newborn, like a couple of hours old.
Yeah.
So,
I'm really getting emotional. This
yes,
is sad.
yes, very sad. But for the mothers that care about their child, that really can't take care of their children, it's a solution, and the child can find an adoptive home. You know, and that's important, just to keep the babies safe. We want to save the babies. There's far too many babies that are getting dumped in rubbish bins and toilets and sewer pipes and just left on the side of the road. It's unfair.
It is really
You know,
unfair.
the mothers can rather come and give their babies over and know that the child is safe, and then they can go on with their life sort of with a clear conscience. Not that it's not going to worry them, but at least they haven't murdered their children.
Yeah, at least.
You know.
So I understand that you built a nursery school, and you also have a bus. How do you afford all this, including their school fees?
Well, the nursery, it's not a nursery school as such. We built a nursery on to the existing house because we were just having too many children come through. So a while back, somebody, also God provides, you know. He provides.
Exactly.
He initiated this whole project, and He's our source. And He uses people, of course we know this. So out of the blue, a gentleman phoned me and said he's got some money he'd like to donate. What do we need? And I'd already done the costing for the nursery because I knew eventually we would build on this bigger room for the children to sleep in. And he donated the money, and he also donated money for new cots at the time because our cots were starting to wear down, and you know, so that's how it worked. And we got this nursery built, and the children have a beautiful place to sleep now.
I must really say that God is
He-
wonderful indeed.
He is.
So tell me, what is the highlights of the lighthouse now, and yourself, of course?
Okay, the highlight of the Lighthouse Baby Shelter, in my view, is the fact that I could adopt 2 of the children personally. So I've adopted 2 little, I call them my chocolate babies, and they're growing up. My firstborn was 2 years when he came to me, and the other one was 4 weeks old. He was abandoned. Well, both of them were abandoned, but my eldest one was 2 years old, and he is now turning 9. And the 4-week-old is turning 7 this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
So that is the highlight for me, that I could actually, I've got 2 grown-up daughters with grandchildren, but I could still, God saw fit to bring these 2 children into my life, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wonderful.
So how can people assist, like if they want to get hold of you to assist, like donations,
Okay.
give
Well,
some clothing and all that, how can they contact you?
Okay, well, they can have a look on our website. It's www.thelighthousebabyshelter.co.za, or they can call me on 072 385 1884, and we take all sorts of donations. What we don't give out, we can then sell, and it comes in for funding for the children, for their schooling and clothing and food and etc. So I thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure having you on our show. It is really lovely and touching as well.
Yes.
Like continue doing what you're doing.
I will.
God will bless you abundantly.
Yes, no, He does. He does.
I can see that. There
Thank
you have
you.
it, my darlings. Please, people, let us try to help where we can. children in need, not only children, everyone in need. Let us try to donate and assist where we can. So please stay tuned for more educating and interesting stuff on TCB.
A big thank you to Takalani for interviewing Eleanor. I have to say, the work that Eleanor does at the Lighthouse Baby Shelter is rather incredible because, I mean, you know when she spoke about that, the Moses box,
Yeah.
I got a bit touched because, I mean, consider the fact that what she does with that whole idea was that people who actually want to give children into the baby shelter and things
Yeah.
like that, all they do is they just go there, they leave the baby
Baby
there,
in front of
and an
the
alarm goes off, and then
Yeah.
everybody knows that, oh, we just received another child, and that was
I mean, it's
very
beautiful
touching.
because, I mean, I read the news the other day and there was a baby that was left outside there.
You see.
And there's people out there that don't know what to do with their children, that don't want to have their children.
And
so
here
I
are
think
people
it's a
like Eleanor
beautiful
helping
thing
out.
what she's doing, definitely.
Oh, strong women out there.
Moving right along, we'll be moving on to an interview with Vusi. He is the owner of African Swiss. Please do enjoy this.
Good morning, welcome to Capital Breakfast. So you know your girl TK, Takalani Badugela, and today we have Vusi, the fashion designer. How are you, Vusi?
I'm good, thanks, Takalani.
I'm good. So please tell me about Vusi.
Vusi is just a grounded, simple guy from African Swiss. I think because basically I have a background of IT, and then after having to meet the guys, that's when I having to venture into fashion. So yeah, basically that's Vusi for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about this African Swiss.
Yeah, African Swiss is actually a company that was founded by one of the directors and my partner, Tato Mafuberu, back in 2006. And I met Tepo, the third director, Tepo Mushala, 2011 in spring. So through Tepo, I then met Tato around 2012, 2013. And then through that, that journey, because me and Tepo had a company and a brand called Style Architects. And then that's when we decided then if that's the case, we can merge. So late 2013, that's when we merged and formed the new African Swiss. And then late last year, that's when we ended up having to launch a retail store and the brand that just got its feet from there.
You mentioned that you studied IT.
Yeah.
And then what made you to go to fashion?
Yeah, I had a background of IT, but through the love and the core. Because obviously, we as youth, actually, when you're home, the only thing that would actually put for you to be called successful is actually to go through formal education and being a doctor, the lawyer, but having something of your own, having ownership actually, and a company. It was very vague. So having to fall for the love of fashion and also follow what we actually dream of, that's when I ended up having to venture into fashion and putting business into it. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
So you got a background on IT and then now you're in fashion. So what kind of clothes do you actually design?
Yeah, mainly we are a denim brand because our first line that we did was actually for SA Fashion Week back in March. But having to form ourselves, because one thing that most of the fashion icons aren't able to pilot is the background, the business model. So through our business model, we actually targeted a niche that we wanted to introduce ourselves in the market, and we saw that actually there's no other, it's either black or African guys who doing denim in commercial industry. And then that's when we ended up deciding that we're actually going to do denim. And since from then, we've been acclaimed now as first African black guys to do denim, growing in that. And also, they said we are denim kings.
I can see you are wearing denim.
Denimized.
You're demonized, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me, do you have any challenges or have you ever encountered one, and then how did you deal with it?
Even now, actually having to own a brand, actually starting up, because denim is very challenging, I have to say. Because looking at our competitors, we actually looking at people who surround international space, you know, because that's where we actually place ourselves with. And most of the challenges is basically the operations, obviously the funding and capital part of it, but to try as much as we can to push as much as we can to raise capital from our own sources and also render services so that we can at least able to pilot and fund the projects that we're doing.
Okay, so so far you don't have any investors, or you're still looking?
No, we pushed because last actually it's funny because I was in Tshwane as well.
Yeah.
So we're still talking with some few departments, and most of people are opening their hands, but it's a matter of having to present ourselves in a formal manner, because the brand currently is just having to show a whole lot of growth through request and also distribution channels as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So denim, that's the only thing you do, like jeans with the jackets, or any other thing?
As far as the what we do as the
Yeah.
brand, we mainly specialize in denim. I can say 70%,
Yeah.
and then 30% as well. We do cotton apparels, like your t-shirts, your shirts, like your suiting as well, because we also do your formal wear as well, in terms of tailoring for special events or any other personnel as well.
So
Yeah.
what is your target exactly, like on your clothing?
Our
like
target market.
Female, males?
Yeah, we do female and male. But for the fact that we ended up having to enter into a retail space, we're actually targeting, your up-class market, who's entering into work, fresh from varsity, even as well the one in varsity, because we also catered for LSM 5, all the way to 7, and then from 7 in terms of retail, all the way to 10, who's just entering into the market of workplace. Yeah.
Impressive. You are really doing well for yourself,
Thank you,
seriously.
Tekelin.
And then about your partners,
Yeah.
what exactly, okay, let's start with you, Vusi. What is your role?
Yeah. Okay, I'm actually doing administration and managing the operations of the brand. And then Tato Mafubelu is actually the head of design.
Okay.
Because actually collectively together we are creatives, but we have departments that we're heading. And then lastly, Tsepo Mutlala is actually heading the marketing department and also doing the styling and analysis as well. So mainly that's our components.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, what can you tell people who would like to become fashion designers?
Yeah.
Like, what do they need? Do they need to study?
Actually, I'd say you need passion. For most of the time, it's passion among everything. But also supporting your passion obviously needs to come that business model that I spoke about earlier. Because a whole lot of us makes mistake when it comes to falling in love with the passion and the talents that we have, forgetting that we actually need to do a business model behind it so that it can sustain itself. Because I have a lot of friends that I met through fashion and also through previous work as well. Having to own something of your own, especially when it comes to fashion, because a whole lot of people think that you have to know how to sew. Yes, it's the primary skill, but you don't have to sit down back on the machine, sew for people, but the business is outside, So you need to support it by passion and also know the business model behind what you'd want to do.
I really want to know, there are a lot of fashion designers.
Yes.
And what makes you different? Like, why people must go for African Swiss?
Because one thing that we actually got to identify, especially when it comes to South African fashion.
Yeah.
A whole lot of us follow a whole lot of trends that maybe say Europe, because I know Europe is the biggest market when it comes to fashion, and then come and do them here. So mainly we're becoming monotonous. So why as African Swiss, we formally got to identify the niche being denim.
Yes,
no one is doing denim in the commercial space, hence we went to being vigorous and said we are the first denim guys to do actually denim in Africa.
Yeah, and they're very
Because if
rare.
you can mention any other brands, you couldn't find anyone that belongs in South Africa, let alone Africa, So mainly that's our niche. And also how we pilot our business model, because since we're the first, it's actually able to give us opportunities. Because even now we have requests from always abroad and also African countries, because if we're pushing well, we have 2 invites for spring and November as well in Kenya. So we're going to be flying down there as well. So in terms of national wise, we're doing as much as we can to just become active.
Lovely.
Because the requests are just everywhere. Yeah.
I am so impressed.
So those are the challenges.
The challenges. Okay, so tell me, if people want to use your services, how can they contact you?
It's actually African Swiss.
Yes.
We have Twitter, African Swiss. We have Facebook, African Swiss with a K. We have Pinterest as well, African Swiss. And then in terms of contacts, they can get us on 011 072 3248, 011 3248. And then in terms of any emails, we're using info@africanswiss.com. It's info@africanswiss.com. And then the website as well, it's www .africanswiss. www.africanswiss.com. Yeah, I think that's where they can find us.
Fantastic, fantastic. It was lovely having you on our show today.
Thank you, Takalani.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So people, that was Vusi. Please, if you want to look good and look like Vusi, you need to be denimized. So consider him. You have his contact. So stay tuned for more exciting programs.
Thank you very much to Takalani for interviewing Vusi. I mean, he does denim line of a fashion thingy, and I think that it's amazing because denim never dies out. I mean,
no, that's true. I mean, it's been there since
year
like
in,
when
year
forever.
out, we always wear denim.
And now keep in mind that when it comes to denim, you can use it quite a lot, especially around winter. I mean, it's a nice material to keep warm, which I tend to enjoy some denim on my weekends. But now that I know another person out there who's designing in denim, I'll be taking a closer look at what they have to offer us.
Definitely.
Well, moving on from our denim designers to How Well Do You Know Africa, where we have a chat about Kenya. Do enjoy.
Hi to all the viewers at home and a warm welcome. Once again, you tune into the Capital Breakfast Show, and I'm your host with the most, Sipho Ngumalo. Today we've been privileged to have a special guest join us in studio, who is the founder and managing editor of the African Professional magazine, and he goes by the name of KC Rotok. KC, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Good, thanks. All right, so for those viewers who don't know at home, can you quickly tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, as you said, I'm the editor and founder of this publication, the African Professional magazine.
All right.
We've been running for 5 years now. That's basically what I do. I'm also trained as an accountant, so I provide accounting services through a different company.
Oh, all right. Okay, that's interesting. So the African Professional magazine, does that profile prominent figures in Africa, and entrepreneurs and CEOs?
Yeah, that's right. So we look at business leaders basically. We prefer to do articles on entrepreneurs, people who've started their own enterprises and how they go about it, and as well as CEOs, professionals who are heading up various companies throughout Africa, and we try and get their journeys, get their challenges, their successes, so that the readers can be able to gather, if they're aspiring to do the same kind of thing, how they can go about
it. All right, that sounds very informative.
Thanks.
All right, so you're from Kenya, right, Casey?
I am, yeah.
All right. Now, arguably, Kenya has to be one of the most beautiful countries in Africa.
It is, yeah.
Now, strictly without any bias, would you agree with that?
I would agree. Kenya is a very beautiful country. I mean, from its formation, it's if you look at it historically, geographically, the Rift Valley runs through Kenya, and because of the Rift Valley, of how it was formed, the specialists will tell you a lot of hills, valleys, mountains, lakes came about, and very good vegetation. So if you travel throughout the Rift Valley, there's a lot to see in terms of lakes, in terms of mountains. We also have the coast. We're not a landlocked country, so we've got a beautiful coast, nice white sandy beaches. From a wildlife perspective, we've got a lot of the big five animals there in large quantities. Obviously there's poaching, which is a problem, but still tourists can enjoy seeing wildlife in their natural habitat. So Kenya is a beautiful country, for sure. Yeah,
it does sound like beautiful scenery as well.
Yeah, no, it does have beautiful scenery, beautiful culture, beautiful food, beautiful people, very friendly. Yeah, so it's a country to visit. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. All right, so can you explain to us what kind of traditional ceremonies do they have in Kenya?
Well, we have various ceremonies. I mean, it's similar to any other country. When we have our public holidays, we've got the celebrations that we have. We've got various places. I mean, we are a country of very many cultures. So there's various cultural festivals that happen, in like the coastal area, full of culture. We've got a place called the Bomas of Kenya, which is a national center where you can come, where we showcase our different traditions, our different cultures. So if you visit the Bomas of Kenya, you'll be able to get performances from people. We have the National Theatre, where we've got our own African art that's showcased in the form of drama. So yeah, we've got various ceremonies, and obviously if you go to various cities, we are a federation of different counties.
Yeah.
If you go to the different counties, each county would have its own kind of specialized celebrations.
All right, that sounds interesting. So, so all these tribes probably come together with these ceremonies. So, can you give us just a quick, brief overview of the tribes that you have in Kenya?
Well, we are a country of actually 41 tribes. So
41
yeah,
tribes. Whoa,
we're about 45 million people, 41 tribes. So it's very, very diverse. We've got what they call the big five tribes, which are the Kikuyu, the Kamba, the Kalenjin, the Luo, and the Luya. And there's many tribes that are similar to them. The languages are similar, and then a whole host of other tribes scattered around the country. Some that are related to the Ugandans, to the west of the country, to the Somalis in the east of the country, to the Ethiopians in the north of the country, and Tanzania to the south. So, yeah, it's a collection of very many different tribes.
So speaking of languages, I'm sure, as you know, here in South Africa we have 11 official languages.
Yeah.
What languages do they have in Kenya?
Well, because we have 41 tribes, we couldn't have 41 official languages. Yes. So we have Swahili as our national language.
Oh, that's the most popular language.
Yeah, it's a national language. It's taught in all schools. Basically, any part of Kenya that you go to, you should be able to communicate with someone in Swahili. I mean, Swahili is one of it's actually, I think, the biggest indigenous African language, because it's a national language in Kenya, the national language in Tanzania. It's spoken in Uganda, spoken in Rwanda, spoken in Congo. So it's quite a wide-spoken language, because historically it's the traders who used to speak it, and as they traveled through, they managed to spread the language.
All right, that's very interesting. All right, now moving on to the economic side of Kenya. What drives the economy of Kenya?
Economically, we've mentioned tourism. Tourism has taken a knock, because we've had quite a few terrorism issues in the past couple of years. But tourism is a big foreign exchange earner. We have agriculture. We're one of the biggest exporters in the world of coffee and tea. So that's a huge driver of the economy. Most recently, technology as well. There's a lot of technological advances happening in Kenya. You might have heard of M-Pesa, which originated in Kenya, and it's now growing here in South Africa. It's a product that was launched by our largest technological company, a telecommunication company, Safaricom. So those are the key drivers that we have at the moment of our economy.
I see. So I see you've mentioned just the landscape of Kenya with the mountains and valleys and tourism. What other tourist attractions are there in Kenya? Okay,
we've got Mount Kenya, as I mentioned. The mount. I think it's the third tallest mountain in Africa, or the second tallest after Mount Kilimanjaro. Definitely a place to visit. We've got Masai Mara, which is it's certified as one of the wonders of the world. Given that's where the wildebeest migration happens across from Serengeti onto the Masai Mara, so that's definitely a place to visit. We've got various lakes in Kenya. We've got Lake Bogoria, which is a lake that has natural heated water.
Naturally heated water?
Natural heated. You can actually take an egg, put it in, and within 5 minutes you get a nice hard-boiled egg. So, and the Lake Bogoria Hotel, for example, it's one of the few hotels in the world that has a natural spa. So the spa just runs naturally off the earth.
So does that mean that the water goes pretty deep into the earth for it to be heated up?
Yeah, well, it's on the surface, but obviously it's from the heating. I don't know how it works geographically, but it's naturally heated water coming out of the lake. And if you stay at that hotel, you can go into the spa. It's a natural heated spa. There's no pipes or heating or whatever.
So there are no other added appliances.
Exactly, nothing artificial about it. It's completely natural. Then obviously, as I mentioned, we've got the coast. We've got plenty of history at the coast. Vasco da Gama landed there in the 1400s or something like that, and they've got statues and Fort Jesus and various attractions that you can view there.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. So in your opinion, why would our viewers want to visit Kenya? What reason would you give them for that?
Well, Kenya is like it's like a place like no other. As I mentioned, many of the things that we have there you won't find anywhere in the world, like Masai Mara or this natural spa in the Rift Valley. But also, it's the economic powerhouse of East and Central Africa. You know, ranked as a middle-income economy. I mean, we've got other things, you know, culture that you can experience, the food, Swahili dishes there that you wouldn't have anywhere else in the world. So yeah,
great.
I mean, it's a place that you have to put on your bucket list to
Definitely
visit.
sounds like it.
Yeah.
All right, then, so for our viewers at home who'd maybe want to get a hold of you or look you up to see what you're about, how can they go about doing
Well,
that?
the best place to get me is on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. The Twitter handle, I run the account for the magazine, is @AfricanKC on Twitter.
All right, thanks so much, Casey, for joining us.
Pleasure.
All right. And there you have it, bringing you exclusive interviews with CEOs and executives only here on the Capital Breakfast Show. Once again, I've been your host, Sipho Ngumalo, and thank you so much for joining us from home. But don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for more informative and educational segments on our program.
A big thank you to Casey for keeping us informed as to how well do we know Africa when it comes to Kenya. I have to say, you know, it's nice to be informed about where you're from. And just to see how well do you know South Africa, what is our national bird and which 5-cent coin was it on?
Oh, you got me there.
I'm just kidding.
Obviously the blue crane, but yeah, on the 5-cent coin.
So, and we only have
you got
one.
Me there. Exactly. So when last have you seen a 5-cent coin actually?
To be honest, it's actually been a couple of years. It's strange. Where do they disappear to?
Exactly.
I'm guessing maybe
Seeing less and less of them.
Yeah, I'm guessing the coin reserve or our reserve banks have managed to grab them all and take them all in. But it's a nice coin to actually keep around, just to keep you informed as to what our national bird is. Having it on coins will definitely keep you informed.
That's right. We definitely came to the end of our show, but we'll be back same time, same place. But if you'd like to contact us, you can simply send us an email at tcb@junto.co.za. But that's not the only way you can contact us on.
Of course, that's not the only way you can contact us. You can simply like our Facebook page, which is The Capital Breakfast, or you can drop us a few characters on our Twitter handle, which is @TCB Tswane. From us here in studio at The Capital Breakfast Show, we wish you a lovely Wednesday morning. Cheers.
Goodbye.